In this episode, I'll be talking about traceability and how the data that has come from your work instructions and from your connected tools creates a product traceability platform that enables real-time visibility, enables you to improve your quality management system, enables you to improve your continuous improvement philosophy also. We'll show you how the PICO system collects that live data, can feed back to the operator instantly, and also can push that data to dashboards and can push that data to managers. In this instance, it was great to have it when I was tearing down the drone, as I could actually iterate myself, understand where I was getting off the process, what screws were taking me too long to put in, where I was missing sequences in the step compared to the previous, and also helps me capture the process version that I was actually building to. So if I jump over to the data traceability tool for here in PICO, you can see once you jump into the data for like the fan install here, where I was creating, what were some of the events that were happening that were outside of what I had prescribed within my work instruction. And in this instance, you can see where a fastener hadn't been screwed down correctly. The system automatically flags that to both myself as the operator and to myself as the engineer. And then it went back in because I allowed myself to go fix the problem on the line. I was able to override that step and go in and put the correct screw in place. It also gives the process variation that I was talking about. And the other fun piece about two-way communication, digital work instructions, it adds the ability for the operator to give instant feedback. So in this instance, there was an alert. One of the problems, I had a problem with the inline, so I just jumped on, flagged that the inline wasn't working. That's probably why I would have lower efficiency data later on. But also I can use that to call over a team leader or a maintenance person to help me fix that tool. In this instance, the other one is if I'm just making for a process improvement, I can come in, make a suggestion as the operator of I'm having a hard time with these screws torquing. Maybe there's a different tool that I could potentially use, because in my instance, my torque inline was over torquing the first screw regularly on the process. So once you move through some of the initial parts of the build data, you also have all the sequence and build data so you can understand your efficiency level. You can see how I got more efficient over time as I built it. The first couple, real finicky, walked through trying to put those drones together, missing parts, wasn't very organized as I was sequencing those through, made a step change to some of my work instructions, and then you can kind of see how I actually jumped that forward. The other fun part of this is you can see where through the traceability data, where the part has changed. There's a couple times where I changed what effectively would be the fan within there. So from one fan to a different batch of fans, you can see where I pulled a batch fan ending in 3 or a batch fan ending in 4. And then in this last build where I just scanned it, I added a whole new fan. So if you're up-revving your work instructions or up-revving your process capabilities, you can understand where those are changes within your build sequence relayed back to the build date that comes along with it. PICO has built-in dashboards, and so I kind of understand my learning curve as I was getting down, as I was getting more efficient. Part of that is really useful for the engineer, as in this drone, I knew where I was stalling, so I could go back and look at whether the work instruction wasn't being worded correctly, or if I even had the right tool, all the way up to am I training my operators correctly. Thanks for coming along on this journey of how to do a drone teardown and rebuild. I hope you got something out of understanding how to interact with the people, how do you create good processes through connected tools, and then also where the data and the traceability can really lead your manufacturing processes. If you're interested, come join me for a bonus episode. I'll talk about how I was both the manufacturing engineer, design engineer, and operator, and some of the experience I went through in building this work instruction process out.